benches as well.
Hey, this is awesome.
What are you building?
That is awesome.
No, it's a lovely ship, but there's no place to sit outside, or we don't have any.
So you're building your own bench?
Yeah.
So this is a bench we made in Rotterdam.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
It's a book bench.
It's a book bench, and we are reclaiming management education.
Nederlands gezinsboek.
Had this very academic discussion, you know, where people are saying, yes, we need to integrate a bit of sustainability or ethics into the curriculum. And we were all sitting there and saying, we should have had that discussion ages ago. We should be doing a lot more radical stuff at this stage. If Greenpeace were to start a business school, what would it look like?
Now in the Amazon we had actually this discussion,
Okay.
because the development project for the Amazon doesn't suit it. So the people there, they need like to have a use of the forest that is not about cutting it down. It's about preserving it and making use of the resources that the Amazon has. It's such a huge biodiversity that we don't know about it and we are cutting it down. So we have the discussion actually with the local people that are far away from the academics, people with low formal education, but they know a lot what they want. And what they want is that their children are being taught that the development is not about catch a ranch or soil pollution, it's not about big dams, it's about using the resources that they have.
In the hot seat on the bench.
We should talk around an issue, and we should meet on an equal basis, sitting on benches, and we should invite anybody to this talk. So any stakeholder that has something to say about this, rather than, you know, remember in school before you had like the lecturer, and then you had like, you had one person who knew it, and we say like, we need to...
I was telling him that we had an interesting...
I wanted to offer you that.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's PET, so...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We had an interesting experience because last Monday and Tuesday we hold a meeting between 22 specialists. Specialists in the sense that some were from the economical side, some were from the social movement, people that live in the daily basis, the issue, people from the government, people from the industry and other NGOs. And these 20 people discussed for 2 days if zero deforestation is possible and what we need to achieve that. So it was just a close talk among these people, and we got in really interesting deep discussions. Because that's the thing, I think economical people is talking to each other, like social movement is talking to each other, environmental NGOs to each other, and we don't see it going, moving further. And this is a challenge.
Yeah.
And even us, we have sometimes difficulty in translating all this that's coming out from the government and the research institute so that people can understand. Brazil had recently the discussion about the forest code, and we had a big loss because it was approved a very bad new law recently after a 2 years debate. And what happened is that the government didn't understand society. They just approved a law, really bad law that puts in danger the future of the forests. So I'm 35. I've seen 20 years when there was the first Earth Summit. I can see how much forest was destroyed. You can show in a map that it was this place and now it doesn't exist. Places where people used to swim recently, you can't anymore, they are polluted.
There's economics behind that, and there are economic consequences behind that. And those economic consequences needs to be communicated.
If you were us, how would you communicate that?
The one experience that we have here, that sometimes we bring like companies that we are targeting, that we're having campaigns again. For example, we had once McDonald's leaders and people from these big companies. We say, come to the Amazon, talk one-to-one to the people. I think that's about being in a circle and sitting down and say, it's not like you are the big boss and these people is just a poor person that live in the Amazon. Let's sit together and talk about it. And this really has changed a lot in the communication we had with the companies after that. So I think to experience and to see with their own eyes, that's so shocking. We do also often overflights, like over deforestation. And when you see deforestation itself, you see it's been burned, the smoke is coming out. Then I think when you experience it yourself, and something about economics that is very difficult because economics is a lot about numbers and the social aspects are not about numbers. So to get those combined and how they cope to each other, how they communicate such different languages, it's a challenge. I think if you are inside like a classroom, or inside a group of specialists, you are being an activist in another way. right? Because if you stand up and say what you think instead of people expect what you to say, I think that's being an activist. It's standing up and say that that's what I believe.
Did you work with McDonald's?
We had some chickens in front of their shops in London in around 2006. And then after we got a strong commitment, and they have been a powerful stakeholder to pressure soy traders like Cargill, ADM and others to commit with to keep committed to zero deforestation.